What's up, YouTube? This is Battlin Boxer. This is my first recording on YouTube, so if you see any mistakes, please comment, but be nice about it. Do not judge me. So this is a deck profile on the Battlin Boxers deck. First up, we have the monsters. There's 18. First, 3 headgeared. I like using headgeared because he gets me to quickly set up the graveyard so I can instantly do big plays the turn after, and he also protects himself if he's in attack position once per turn, so I got an extra overlay material for the next turn. Next up, we have 3 Glassjaws. He's a 2000 attack beater who also has kind of a Utopia-ish effect. If he is attacked, he's automatically destroyed before the battle, and then replay happens, you can be attacked directly. But when he's destroyed by a card effect, you can immediately return 1 Battlin Boxer from the graveyard to your hand, except another Glassjaw. But it works if you send him to the grave with Headgear's effect also. And he immediately gets you to set up for a big, huge play the turn after. Next up, we have 3 Switch Hitters. This is the key monster, the key level 4 monster of the deck. When he's normal summoned, you get to bring out another Battlin Boxer monster from the graveyard, and you cannot special summon anything that is not a Battlin Boxer for the rest of the turn. So you could even bring out a XC. Level doesn't matter at all. But the main point of him is to bring out Glassjaw, overlay Switch Hitter with Glassjaw for Lead Yoke, the main beater of the deck. Next up, we have 2 Sparrers. He's basically an instant special summon. You control a Battlin Boxer monster, you can immediately special summon him from your hand. The only downside is you cannot conduct the battle phase during that turn. But you can do it first turn just fine. What I always do is summon Headgear, uses effect to send Switch Hitter to graveyard, and then immediately summon this guy and overlay. Next you have 1 Counterpunch. I usually just use him, so if I have Headgeared out and the opponent attacks him, or I have Lead Yoke out and he has some overpowered monster, I can just use his effect. He can banish himself from your hand or graveyard during damage step to power up 1 Battlin Boxer monster on your field by 1000 attack until the end phase. Really overpowered card, but I don't like having too many, so I just run 1. That's it for the Battlin Boxer monsters. These are just other cards that aren't Battlin Boxers, but I like using them with the deck. 1 Blaster. I just like using him because all Battlin Boxers are fire, and it's really fun to just discard a Counterpunch and then discard Blaster to destroy a card, and then use Counterpunch's effect in the graveyard. And then we have 1 Card D. I like Card D because half the time I'll start with a hand of just spells and traps, and maybe a Maxi or Effect Veiler, but no real monsters. So I need instant draw power first turn half the time. Then we have your staple hand traps, 2 Veilers, 2 Maxis. I have friends telling me to use 2 Upstarts instead, but because of the whole bad hand problem of just spells and traps, I just like quickly drawing another few cards before my next turn. So that's it for monsters. Next, spells. We have 10, I think. So 2 MSTs, because people always have some random way to get rid of Lead Yoke or to stop you from summoning stuff from the graveyard. So I like having MST to stop them. Plus, it's just a basic staple. Next up, Kaiser Coliseum. I have 1 of it so far, still looking for a second. It is really overpowered in this deck. Your opponent cannot summon a monster that would make her exceed the number of monsters you control. So I could have Lead Yoke out and use his effect to not let him ever be destroyed. The opponent would never be able to summon more than one monster at a time. And he could never have more than one out ever, as long as this and Lead Yoke are out. And as long as I summon nothing else. Next up, One Book of Moon. Because this is a really control, like a trap heavy deck. Next, Rhoda, because all the Battlin Boxers are warriors. 2 Pot of Duality, because again, I keep getting those bad hands and really need to get monsters quickly. 1 Forbidden Dress. I use it to protect Lead Yoke from stuff like Big Eye, or affect monster's effect that'll bounce or remove him from play. I would use Forbidden Lance, but Lance doesn't protect him from monster effects, so if I see the opponent summon a Big Eye, I immediately use this so my Lead Yoke can't be targeted by Big Eye's effect and taken control. Next, the staple Dark Hole, then a Foolish Burial. Usually Foolish is just a way to quickly get Switch Hitter to hand, because I always just Foolish Switch Hitter, then use Headgear, send Glassjaw to graveyard, Glassjaw, I get Switch Hitter in my hand. That's it for spells. Well, there's 2 more, I don't have them yet, the 2 Forbidden Lances. Next is Traps, I have 10. 1 Black Horn of Heaven. I know it only works on Inherit Summons, but I like stopping any XCs or Synchro Summons right when they happen, without a cost at all. Next, 2 Fiendish Chain. Says I really hate when I get big-eyed or crap like that. Compulse, because I just don't want him to really do anything when I only have 1 Lead Yoke out. Torrential Tribute, because same as Compulse, but also another upside to Torrential Tribute is it'll destroy Lead Yoke, and Lead Yoke gets stronger every time he prevents himself from being destroyed. Next up to Mirror Force, same reason as the other 2. Magic Cylinder, because it helps me quickly take out the enemy and protect myself. 1 Bottomless, 1 Warning. That's it for the main deck. Next up is the extra deck. I have 3 Lead Yoke. Really overpowered card. He can, as many times as you want per turn, detach 1 material from him to protect Battlin Boxer you control from being destroyed by battle or by card effects. And it can be any Battlin Boxer. But if, say, the opponent Dark Holes you, you can only protect 1 of your Battlin Boxers. Usually it will be just protect himself. But the strong part is any time that he detaches, he gains 800 attack points permanently. And then you do it twice with both of the materials, you can immediately, he'll be at 3800, and then you'll summon another Battlin Boxer Lead Yoke to protect the one at 3800. And it's really overpowered. The next one is the only other level 4 I have. I'm still looking for more random, or rank. I'm still looking for more random rank 4 XCs for my deck. It's Gaga Cowboy. I just love how if the opponent's at 800 life points, I'll just immediately go into him main phase 2, use his effect for game. Definitely worked out for me at the tournament last night. I was 4-0. Final round. He goes Gores after the last hit. He's down at 800. Main phase 2, get Cowboy. That's effect for game. And I have 3 Synchros, just in case I ever normal summon a Veiler. I have Colossal, for in case I go up against a all-warrior deck, plus my guys are all warriors. 1 Gaia. And 1 Stardust. And I have a lot more Xyz monsters, but they're all ranked 3, and I only have 1 level 3 monster in this whole deck, and there's kind of no way of ever getting another level 3 monster on the field. So next up is the side deck. I have 1 Different Dimension Reincarnation, for in case I go against a Macrocosmo deck, because this is a really graveyard summoning deck. And if they banish my Glassjaw, I'll need a new way of summoning him. I have Burial from a different dimension, same reason. System down, for in case I go against any machine kind of deck, like a Machina deck, or Gimmick Puppet Machinas even. Pay 1,000 life points, remove from play every face-up machine on the opponent's field and in their graveyard. Really overpowered if it's an actual machine deck. Next, I have one Diggity Crow, for if I'm against another deck like mine where they're all about summoning this one card from the grave over and over, I can just banish it. One Tragodia. I don't know why I even have it. I just don't have a full side deck, so I just keep this in for in case I go against a really heavy OTK deck. Rivalry of Warlords, just in case I go against some random deck with more than one type of monster, like Gladiator Beast. They're all fish, winged beast, beast warrior. They're completely random animals. Goes in match. Same reason for a rivalry. It's the same thing except for attributes instead of type. One Snowman Eater, for in case I just go against a deck that's like mine, all based on summoning this one monster per turn. And a Dust Tornado, for in case I just need an extra MST. I don't really have a third MST yet. And that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below. If you didn't enjoy it, don't judge me. This is my first recording.